Hey, Mark Nelson from MarkNelsonOnline.com. Today, I want to talk to you about mindset and thoughts that really control your mind and how you build your business. And I really didn't know the importance of this when I first started because I didn't understand mindset, but it always seemed like I was just caught all the time. I wasn't advancing. And part of it was the words I was using to frame so many things. So I want to talk to you about that. And I tell you what, if you stop this, it's going to set you apart and let you start growing the business that you want. And it all starts with your vision. And I know I've talked about vision before, but do you have a vision where you're going to be in 1 year? Do you have a vision where you're going to be in 3 years? Do you have a vision where you're going to be in 5 years? And if you haven't right now, just close your eyes and put a vision out where you want to be in a year. How much money do you want to be making? What's your business look like? What's your life look like? Where are you living? What time are you waking up? Is an alarm clock waking up? Are you working anymore? Or are you just building your business? Are you living your dream life? See, get serious about that. Write out your vision for 1 year, in 3 years, in 5 years. Do you see yourself flying on a private jet? Do you see yourself writing a check for $1 million to buy the house of your dreams? Do you see yourself living where you want to live? Man, when I talk about that, I get really emotional because we're human and I battle thoughts as well as everybody else. We all do. But see, in 1 year, I see myself with my wife traveling the world. And that's been our goal forever. But there was a time, what happened, I was the one who was really hurting ourselves because there's 2 words that I had to put out of my mind. And it started in my business. See, when I first started in an MLM or my home business, my thought was, right away they say, well, you got to go to this event. And I started saying this thing that said, I can't go to that event. I can't afford that event. Or maybe it's even what you say, I can't learn this in time to build my business. The 2 words that are just stopping you in your tracks are I can't, right? Because you're telling your mind, right? We have a little machine up here. You're telling your mind that you can't do that. And guess what? It starts believing it. So the biggest phrase we changed was I can't afford that. Because my wife and I, we just threw it out. What we talk about now is we have an abundance of money. We say it all the time. We drive by a car, and we're not big car people. But what we'll say is, hey, I can afford that. We have a pontoon on the lake, and there's some huge condos. And our dream, I don't want to say it's our dream. Our goal is to live in those condos. Hey, Christine, how are you? Glad to show up. I really appreciate that. But on these condos, what we do when we see them, we start looking at the ones that we are going to live in because we do want to live out there. We just think it'd be really cool. But we want to travel. So our idea right now is not to buy a lake home, but to buy a condo that's taking everything's taken care of, and then travel. So the price tag is huge. And you can imagine being on one of the premier lakes in Knoxville, Tennessee called Lake Norris. It's huge. And there's times that I wake up and I go, that thought starts creeping in. Like, what are you thinking, Mark? That's way too expensive. I kick it out. And I say, we can afford that. And then my brain starts thinking, right? It's a little machine. It starts trying to figure out how you can afford that. See, I talked about this yesterday over my profile page. There's a couple things you can say. When I go to bed, I journal every night, right before I go to bed. Before I do that, I figure out a game plan of what I'm going to do the next day because I want to be organized because I get busy like everybody else. I want to make sure I'm doing the money making activities. But then I have some affirmations I write out every night. Right? I am strong enough to build this business. I am very creative. I use very powerful words. I am living the life of my dreams. And then I have some goals. And when my head hits that pillow, see, I have a huge goal in affiliate business I'm in. Huge goal. And I ask myself a question. I am an L5. I go, how am I going to get to L5? And I'm going to let my subconscious brain do that. But where all this started from was we started kicking out the word, I can't. I don't let that into my words anymore. We can do this. I can't afford coaching. Oops, I don't even want to say that. Because sometimes coaching gets expensive. And I just picked up a coach. See, we can't afford that because what I want to do is build a business bigger than me. And guess what? My coach has already done it. So, of course, I want to get a coach so he can show me how to take that next step and go. I want to help people. So the thing is, I've taken those two words out, and I ask you to take them out too. Replace yourself with power words. A lot of this comes from a long time ago. I read a book called Awaken the Power Within by Tony Robbins, and holy cow, he changed how I thought about many things, and a lot of it was money. And I lived an okay life. You know, my parents told me I could hit every dream I could. But they also kept putting limitations on that, which really started building in my head. So I started thinking different things. So I plead with you, take the words, I can't, out of your vocabulary. Push them aside. Use something else. I'm going to give you another hint. When you walk by and see a penny on the ground, are you ever one of these people that go, man, I'm not going to pick that penny up? I pick up every penny, nickel, dime I see. Because I'm telling the universe, all that little money will add up, and it's going to build up to where I can use it and help build my empire. So I don't know what business you're in or where you're headed. All I know is you grow your business, as you're growing your life, throw out those two words, I can't. And if it's tied to money, I can't afford that, change it to say, we have an abundance of money. I have an abundance of money. I have a creative mind. I am building a huge team. Hey, I hope that helps. Tonight there's going to be an unbelievable webinar. And I'll put the link below in the comments. If you'd like more info, drop a 10. The webinar is how 3 people use Facebook to grab 101 teammates in extremely short time. Hope that helps. We will talk again tomorrow. Appreciate you all here. Drop in where you're from. If you're on the replay, drop a 2. If you're seeing it live, drop a 1. Tell me who you are, where you're from. And if I can help you, throw out a question, and I'll talk about it tomorrow. You all take care. Bye.